Turn off the lights. Turn on the lights. Brightness to 75%. Finally.
Sending a signal to space and back takes a little bit of time, but I'll try and speed up.
Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life and I take the frustration out of automation here. Today what we're going to do is give you all the latest from Google, all their latest updates, newest features, and a couple new products to talk about. Per an accidental leak by Google on their store here, they've actually come out and said that the Nest Hub Max will be available in numerous countries here on September 9th. Now this is coupling with what I believe is going to be new products coming to us, either Google Home Mini or Google Home Standard replacement devices here. There's been a number of FCC filings. What it looks like to me is they will be a combination of a Google Home and really a Nest Guard. So they'll have that Thread Hub capability that we're getting with the Nest Hub Max here on September 9th. Now, I don't know the exact launch dates, but that's what it's starting to look like to me. Are you smarter than Alexa?
I like Alexa's blue light. Her voice is nice too.
Now there's a bit of an interesting development here, even on iOS, when I'm using the Chrome browser and I start to type in, I'm going to type in the words I love you and I'm going to hit go. And when I do this right now, what you're noticing is the Google Assistant is actually popping up and it's giving me different responses down below. Now I can go straight into the Google Assistant, but this is replacing voice search. There are a number of interface changes here that have started to show up on the smart displays, and they're first rolling out on the Google Nest Hubs, but they're over here on my Lenovo Smart Display. It's the better screen, so I'm just going to show you here. Now as I go in, you're going to notice right away the recipes for you section, and this is relating to our personal results that we saw kind of coming out at CES 2019. Now not only that, but we're also seeing those weather results that we saw last week here down at the bottom of the display. So you're able to see the high and the low for the day and the weather at the moment. Now I've also paired a device here, and I'm just going to show you. It's a thermometer and a hygrometer from SwitchBot, and this device has on it obviously the temperature. Now what that's done here is it's actually added it as a thermostat. Now it's only going to show the temperature for us, but it is adding it as a meter reading device, and I can ask for the temperature. What's the temperature in the kitchen?
It's currently 20.5 degrees.
Now inside of the application as well, the Google Home application we're talking about, there are a number of changes. What you're going to find is more and more is being grouped into your device settings. So let me give you the first example. You're noticing the custom TTS volume inside the device settings and inside the equalizer. Now you can set a custom level, and this is a prelude. Let me tell you, this is the prelude to the Nest Hub Max and Nest Thread Control, all of those things here. You're also going to find a number of other capabilities. So inside the photo frame, or the ambient mode we used to call it here, you're going to notice that we have portrait Google Photos. You can show them in pairs. That setting's relatively new. It's a little bit older, but you also have personal photo curation, and you can choose whether or not it's only on live albums or all albums. Now down below that, you're also going to notice personal results, home screens and notifications, YouTube settings, and dual calling on the smart displays have all been brought in here to the device settings. So it's making it a little bit easier for you as an automator to go ahead and get all your settings for that single device. Can I tell you a joke?
Sure, but so far, hey Google, laugh is the best joke I've ever heard.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
It's my understanding that 7 is some kind of number cannibal.
Lots of folks with Samsung watches are really excited here. There's an unofficial app called G Assist that allows you to bring on the Google Assistant onto a number of their watches. So look for that if you have one of those. The Pixel 4 has been confirmed to actually have gesture. So off screen, you're not having to touch the phone. You're actually able to utilize what was called a number of years ago Project Soli. So we're going to see more details of the Pixel 4 as we get closer and closer to launch, but this is going to be an impressive new feature. Some very interesting announcements out of Google for Nigeria. The Google Go application is actually going to get Google Assistant integration, and so that's a data intensive, CPU intensive addition to a relatively low capability application here. They're also talking about having a specific Nigerian Google Assistant voice. Now here's a question for you. This came from Kolifi here on Twitter, and we were talking back and forth. I didn't know if the Chromecast control was always 0 to 20 here. So you can actually ask your Chromecast now, we think it's brand new, to go from 0 to 20 in terms of volume control. If you remember the JBL Link bar, well, that is now finally coming up for purchasing. This was announced over a year ago now, and it is a $400 Google Assistant integrated JBL product. One thing most people don't know about is this new subscriptions capability, or relatively newer subscriptions capability here within the Google Assistant application. So I've signed up for the weather subscription, and you can just ask to see active subscriptions or ask about subscriptions to your Google Assistant. And when you do that, you're going to get a few options. So right now, as I said, I have that weather, and there's a few more options there for you. A really interesting program out of the US in California, where the Nest services, or the Nest thermostat and the other Nest products, can actually be used to basically register someone for an off-peak hours program, where during peak hours your energy consumption would be reduced on purpose. This would save you all kinds of money, obviously, within those peak hours. And really, it's a good application, I think, of the overall Nest products. In case you missed it earlier this week, I compared the Google Nest Hub to the Amazon Echo Show 5. This is its first true competitor for those bedside tables and other spots kind of within your kitchen. Now, you can watch that video. Go ahead, click on the link on screen right now, and otherwise, guys, don't hate, automate.